So hi everyone, in this video I will be discussing the things I've learned in our tasks in this subject, which is server administration. So for our task 1 is how to set up a lab environment. So what I have learned in this is basically how to set up a virtual machine to easily run multiple OS using a single host. So we have here we use Oracle VirtualBox and creating a new machine, naming the machine as Windows Server 2016 and naming the network details. So in our task 2 is installing Windows Server 2016. So I have learned that before we choose or install a Windows Server and how to install it in our workstation. I also learned that there are editions in Windows Server that can be used in different size of the organization. So next is task 3, which is configuring Windows Server 2016. Excuse. So I learned that by installing a guest addition CD image, the performance will be better and allow to have a full screen mode. I also learned how to change a server in a proper way, also adding roles so that we can use some feature of the roles we have installed. So here in this image we use the IP address and subnet mask DNS that has been assigned for us. Next is Windows 10 installation for the task 4. So in this task, I learned how to install Windows 10 operating system to our virtual machine. So installing a Windows 10 in our virtual machine is just the same as installing Windows 10 to your computer. So task 5, joining Windows 10 computer to the domain. So in this task, I learned how to join Windows 10 to the domain, which is the Windows Server 2016. So in this image, we create a user for the Windows 10. So for the task 6 is the RSAT. So in this task, I learned how to download and install RSAT. I also learned that RSAT manage roles, features like creating organizational unit in Active Directory and computers. So in the task 7, which is the DHCP scope and reservation. In this task, I learned how to create and authorize the DHCP scope and creating a reservation by using the command renew and release in the command prompt. So in the task 8 is DNS. So in this task, I learned how to create DNS host a record and how to create DNS alias record. So in creating DNS host and alias, the Windows server should ping the client and the client should ping the Windows server. We encountered problem which is the client cannot the server cannot, or the client cannot ping the server. So we troubleshoot it by turning off the firewall. Then next is the group policy management console. Exploring the group policy management console, it has scope with security filtering, settings, delegations. In the delegations, it has a feature which you can allow and deny a specific user to allow him or deny in reading and writing in the computer. So then is create and link a GPO. In this task, I learned how to create and link a GPO. So we created a GPO, then link it. And we also try the function in the system which is disable browser, which is the Internet Explorer. So in that task, we managed to not able to access the user in the Internet Explorer because it has been disabled in the GPO, and also how to rename, unlink, and delete a GPO. And lastly is the task 9, backup and recovery. We have not able to perform this task because of technical issues, false hardware storage, and lagging. So, but I watched the video and I learned that how to install Windows backup feature, perform a full backup, perform a custom backup, schedule a backup, examine the backup content, and restore from a backup. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.